morning, welcome to day 13 of your daily wellness. Today our focus is going to be this yoga pose. I tried to pronounce it yesterday, I don't know if I did it right, so I'm not going to try and pronounce it today, and I don't know what the layman's term is. So basically, legs up against the wall. So if you have a wall, great. If you've got a solid floor underneath, you can do this on your bed with your legs up the wall. If you haven't got anything that you can use to support the legs, then use a block or a book or something that you can use to lift the hips up, so you can roll up a blanket, so you can kind of do this with the legs floating in the air, although it's better to have a bit of support if you can. You don't need any fancy clothes as such, you don't really even need your mat or anything today. Yin yoga is generally, or this is a yin yoga pose, which generally is more about allowing your body to come into the pose, using the weight of your body, time and your breath to allow you to really settle in, and we stay in the poses much longer. So it's a really nice, quite a gentle one today, which you'll probably be quite pleased about. So take a moment to come into seated. If you want to use a block or a blanket or something to raise your hips, you can do that. Excuse me for my nose, I just did my neti pot earlier and all the water randomly comes out of your nose at random times. So if I'm sniffing, that's because the water's just finally clearing out my sinuses. Anyway, start to sit up tall. Eyes can be closed, they can stay open, whatever's comfortable for you. And take a moment to really settle in to now, to this second, to being here, to being on your mat, to honouring your self-care, your self-worth. Feel the shoulders relax down away from the ears as the elbows grow heavy. Maybe you give your neck a little movement. Feel the hips relax a little with every exhale. Feel your body sink down and ground down into the floor. Spine is long, so we've got just a little bit of activation through the core, just enough to hold you, stacked vertebra on top of vertebra. If that's a struggle for you, use your block or something. Today is about finding ease. And let your belly move with your natural breath. So we're not going to particularly try and slow it down or lengthen it, just let that inhale and exhale guide you. Let the belly move. Focus on the rhythm of your breath, sound of your breath, and the sensation of your breath. And then eyes closed or open, holding onto the knees. We'll do some seated cat-cow. We've done this already. As you inhale, we come forwards. Try and kind of make it smooth. As you exhale, we push back through the mid-back. So slow and steady for this. Not necessarily worrying about going really far either way. Just allowing the body to move. Imagine the spine kind of moving like this Mexican wave, one way and then the other. Take a moment to enjoy the sensation. Then bring it back to neutral. And then we're going to kind of reverse it. So what I want you to do is drop chin to chest, keep the spine long, and then we allow this curvature to come down. When you get down, you can start to lengthen the face forwards, the chin forwards, up, scoop it up. Okay, drop it into chest, bring it down. And then scoop it up. Give me a couple more like that. when you've done your whatever breath you're on, find that neutral position. Notice if your breath has slowed down and got deeper. Listen to the sound of your breath, like a crashing wave on the shore. Good, so from there, take your legs out in front, but allow a little bend in the knees. So we take them to about hip distance apart, bend in the knees. As we inhale, we lengthen. As you exhale, belly to thighs, allow the chin to drop. For either holding on to the shins, you can bring the hands in and hold on to the thighs. You can rest them on the floor. It's up to you. Surrender through the back of the neck, through the back of the spine. Allow the head to hang heavy. Feel the change in sensation, that little bit of compression through the belly. Feel the stretch through the back as you inhale. And that lift, and then feel your body sink down. And gently roll it up, straighten the legs out. Take a moment, take the flesh away from the sit bones, lengthen the spine up tall. Chin is tucked, hands can rest on the thighs or at the sides, or just relaxed in the lap. Spine is long, feet are flexed. Big inhale, think in and up. As you exhale, surrender over. You can allow a little bend in the knees. You can rest hands on the thighs, on the floor, or grab the feet. And again, allow this surrender. We're not pulling, we're not forcing here. One full round of breath. And then we roll it up. Good. Now, if you don't have a wall, you're going to have to imagine that you've got a wall for some of it and use a block to lift the hips. So if you're using a block, you can use it flat here or up on its side. And what you want to do is just to place it underneath the hips so that it kind of helps you to stay lifted. So you can stack the knees and the ankles above the hips and kind of relax them. Maybe you want it higher or lower. And you're just going to have to imagine that you've got a wall there for when we do the other bits. Otherwise, if you have a wall, I want you to bring yourself as close as possible to the wall. Now this will be probably the most awkward bit, is getting your butt so that you're pressing right into it. Good. So with upper body, we want to kind of really relax the head, so take a moment to let go of any tension. Wiggle your shoulder blades together, hands can rest on the belly. You can bring left hand to the heart, right hand to the abdomen. We can take them out to the sides. Find whatever's more comfortable for you. And to begin with, we're going to bring the feet. So the soles of the feet are on the wall, maybe just a little wider than shoulder width. Allow the sit bones to touch the wall. And just take a moment to allow this opening. And you may find as you get more relaxed, your feet will kind of slide down and your hips will open a little bit more. That's normal. Close your eyes and breathe nice and deep. And imagine with every exhale, sinking a little further, the hips are relaxing that little bit more, feet are sliding down the wall as your hips give you a little bit more space. Breathing big into the belly. Feel that compression in the lower abdomen with each inhale. And that sinking down into the floor as you exhale. Connect with any areas that feel tight or restrictive. And imagine as you exhale, that restriction just easing away, just melting away. Stick with the sensation in your body, no force, just allowing the weight of your body to bring you into the pose. Taking a few more breaths here. Taking a little more time to sink down. No rush. And we're really also strengthening here all the connective tissues in the joints. So you're giving your joints a bit of love, all of the tendons, all of the connections. Just a little while longer. Let the thoughts drift away as they come, and they will. And then come back to the sensation in your body. For 3 more breaths. Two. 1. And you can gently bring the feet in, and we'll take a little reset. So wiggle yourself away from the wall. This is probably the hardest bit, getting in and out of the wall. Plant the feet. If you were on your block, you can take the block out for a moment, plant the feet down, and just take a little lift, a little shoulder bridge, push up, exhale down, take the feet wide, allow the knees to roll in. And then undo, and then we're going to shuffle ourselves again up to the wall. So right up against the wall again. Imagine that you're sitting on the wall. Spine is long. Trying to, just for a moment, lengthen the legs out and bring the back of the legs into contact with the wall. So we've got a little flex of the feet, although we're kind of relaxing, we're not letting it all flop just yet. Keeping that flexion, the length through the back of the legs, keeping yourself pressed firmly against the wall at the butt. Don't worry that the knees won't go into the wall, just keep a little flexion. And again, relax down. Hands can be heart and abdomen, both on the abdomen, both out to the side. Your choice. You can even bring them under the head for a bit of a chest opener, or out in cactus. Take a moment as you lie here to notice the sensation through your legs. Notice if you can feel this draining down from the feet, from the legs, all of this kind of tension draining down through the legs and then out into the floor. Feel your belly rise and fall again. Feel the weight of your floor on the mat, of your body on the mat. And keep coming back to the sensation in the legs. Imagine you can feel that stacking of hips, knees above hips, ankles above knees. And the tension, all of that draining down. This is particularly good if you've been exercising your legs a lot, or if you've been standing a lot, if you've had a long day at work. Obviously most of us haven't had that at the moment, but when you do, this is the one good thing you can do when you come home for a long day. It just clears all of that excess fluid that gathers in the legs, lets some of the blood drain down, and then when we stand, fresh blood can come back in and really revitalise the legs, help them heal, and make them feel nice and rested. So again, allow the thoughts to come, and as you exhale, imagine that thought floating away with your breath, and then you come back to the sensation in your body, holding for just a little while longer. Relaxing down into the floor, feeling the support of the earth underneath you. And then gently take the feet a little wider apart and notice the different sensation. And actually, as you start to relax, allow the legs to go as wide as as wide as you've got space for, which I don't have that much space here, or as wide as feels comfortable. So you will find your stretch reflex kicks in, and like we did for the hips when we had feet planted on the wall, the more you relax, the more time we spend here, the weight of your legs will start to bring them down and down and down a little bit more, so we can get that little bit extra length through the groin. Also, every time you kind of reach that point of stretch reflex and your body and then it relaxes and comes back in, every single one of those little contractions is really strengthening all the connective tissues and the muscles, protecting the joint, and this is how we're improving our joint health, as well as obviously improving the flexibility through the joint. Again, relax into it. Notice the different sensation in the legs, not just the stretch through the groin, but maybe through the hamstring. Notice that sensation of draining down the legs, and how it's different now that we've taken a wide leg stance. And really allow the legs to go as wide as they want to, or as wide as your space allows. Breathing into the belly, sinking into the floor, letting your thoughts float away as your body weight and your breath and time brings you into the pose. A few more breaths here. And then for the last couple of minutes, choose an option of your choice, so you can keep them nice and wide and keep working through the inner groin there. If that's enough for you, you can bring them back together, or you can bring the soles of the feet back on the wall to open up through a different area of the groin. It's your choice. Relax into it, whichever option you make. Feel your spine long and aligned. Your breath slow and steady. Feel that surrender throughout your body, throughout your mind. Completely relax. Feeling this sense of serenity replace the tension. Feeling this place of centeredness, of peace and harmony, replace the stresses and the strains. Taking 3 more long, steady breaths here. Wherever you are for your last part, listen to your breath. The end of your 3rd breath. Take a moment to either take a little tap of the feet on the wall, if that's not going to disrupt your family or people you live with or neighbours, so take a little tap of the soles of the feet on the wall, or maybe just have a little shake out or shake out in the air, or whatever you want to do. Just really let it go, but kind of wake up a little bit now as well, and then bring yourself away from the wall again. And continue that movement, give the knees a little shaking them out, continue tapping the feet on the floor if that's suitable for you, or give them a shake in the air. And then bring yourself up to seated. Sitting anyhow that's comfortable for you. Letting that practice sink in. Enjoying this moment. And you can go back to your wall and stay there for as long as you like. Just let the video finish and relax while I find out what we're doing tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow we have Diamond, which is basically an extension of Butterfly Pose. So another nice hip opener. And again, we're getting the head below the heart this time, so we're getting that real sense of relaxing, of resetting, and just really good for your brain, good blood flow to the brain. So thank you for joining me. Namaste. And I'll see you again tomorrow for your next dose of Daily Wellness.